The Nobel Prize winner Santiago Ramón y Cajal decided to dedicate his life to searching for the self in the human brain. He mapped neurons with meticulous precision, traced the labyrinthine paths of electrical signals, and examined every detail under the microscope. But the deeper he delved into this research, the more something unsettling emerged. He couldn't find the self, the one who experiences everything. It was like chasing a shadow, everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The question is as clear as it is mysterious. When you ask yourself, who am I? Who is the one posing the question, and who within you is listening? Throughout history, many have dedicated their lives to answering this question. Some have climbed mountains, others have remained silent for years. Others have turned to philosophy, dissecting human nature piece by piece. Others, like us on this channel, seek the intersection between ancient spirituality and the latest discoveries in modern science. Amazingly, no matter which path one takes, the answer always points in the same direction. The self is not what we think. You have never been your name. You have never been your memories. You have never been the emotions passing through you. You are not just your body, and you are not even just your mind. The mind resists and tries to make sense of itself by clinging to an identity. It tells you that you are this body, this personality, this collection of experiences. But where is the proof? If you close your eyes, does this identity have a physical form, or is it just a collection of ideas? The thoughts you had 5 years ago are not the same as today. The emotions you feel now will not last forever. If everything within you is temporary, then what has remained constant throughout your life? Here we access something profound. When you start observing your thoughts instead of identifying with them, something changes. You realize one crucial thing. You are not just the thinker, the one creating thoughts. You are also the one observing those thoughts. Now this is where it gets interesting. You are on the eternal life, so hold on tight. The descent into the depths of truth has just begun. Imagine yourself in a bustling marketplace. The vendors, each more insistent than the last, call out to you loudly, gesture frantically, wave their goods under your nose in an attempt to grab your attention and make you stop. This is exactly what happens in our minds. A crowded marketplace of thoughts vying for attention, overlapping ideas and sensations struggling to break through the relentless chaos of our consciousness. A thought tells you to worry about the future. Another makes you regret the past. Another convinces you that you are not enough. But what would happen if simply you stopped participating in every conversation and just observed? Here's the thing. The mind creates endless problems because it needs something to focus on. It thrives on questions, doubts, and anxieties, distracting you from the possibility of seeing its own illusion. But the moment you stop playing its game, you begin to experience something rare. Silence, and in that silence, the illusion of yourself begins to dissolve. In a little while, we will try a small experiment together. At first, the mind will resist, it will overwhelm you with 1,000 voices, it will clamor just like those vendors in the market. But you remain still. You are the consciousness behind those thoughts. In the moment you understand this, your relationship with what you thought was yourself changes. Thoughts no longer have power over you. Emotions no longer define your identity. The endless mental chatter stops being a prison, because you realize you know how to step out of it. This is the shift that changes everything. When this realization takes root within you, life itself takes on a different meaning. You no longer take every thought so seriously. You no longer react to every emotion as if it were the absolute truth. You no longer fear silence because you understand that it is not empty, it is full of something greater. Once you experience it, you can never ignore it. It's like waking up from a dream and realizing you've been asleep the entire time. And the best part, you don't need to attain enlightenment. All you have to do is observe. Now, let's go back to the late 1800s and to the Nobel Prize winner who dedicated his life to mapping the brain's connections. His belief was that by mapping every connection, he would find the core of consciousness, the self hidden somewhere in the mind. But no matter how deeply he searched, he never found a center, a final point, an eye to grasp. It wasn't just a scientific mystery. It was something that ancient wisdom traditions had pointed to for centuries. The idea of being a fixed self is such a deeply ingrained illusion. Imagine a beautiful terrace. Two people are about to drink their cup of tea. Both are about to experience the same moment. One person is completely lost in their thoughts, ruminating over something they said and regret, worrying about the future, replaying old memories for the millionth time, even the painful ones. The other, however, is simply breathing calmly, enjoying the taste of the tea, the warmth of the sun, and the sound of birds singing. They have the same moment at their disposal, yet they live completely different realities. One is trapped in their thoughts, while the other is fully present, immersed in life as it is. So the real question isn't who the observer is. The real question is, what happens when you stop identifying completely with the mind and its endless thoughts? Now think of a dream. When you're inside a dream, everything seems real. But the moment you wake up, you realize that everything was just a projection of the mind. And what if waking life worked the same way? What if your thoughts, your self-doubts, the constant stream of mental noise were just another dream, one you haven't woken up from yet? And this is where things get even more intriguing. Neuroscientists have tried to locate the observer within the brain, the part that sees experience instead of reacting to it. But every time they search, they find nothing. The observer is not something you can grasp, locate, or measure, because it is not a thing, it is consciousness. The greatest minds, the truly enlightened ones, the mystics of every era have reached this understanding. The Stoics, for example, spoke of the ability to observe life with detachment, to not be the emotion, but rather the one who observes it. The moment has come, now you are ready. Let's try this experiment right now. For 10 seconds, stop. This video will stop too. Close your eyes and observe your thoughts not as yours, but as something appearing in front of you. Observe your thoughts like images on a screen. Here are your 10 seconds of absolute silence. Alright, now ask yourself, who was observing? The one who was observing, that is your true self. Your thoughts, your identity, your opinions, your anxieties, the mental chatter, everything comes and goes. The only thing that has always remained is the silent consciousness behind it all. This means that the mind, which we have spent our lives trying to control, was never really us to begin with. And when you see this, when you truly understand and experience it, a tremendous light breaks through your life. Because for the first time, you are no longer looking through the mind, you are looking at the mind, and that changes everything. So what do you think? Are you your mind or are you not your mind? If you agree with us, write in the comments, "I am so much more," or spark a debate with what you believe to be true. The videos on this channel are nothing more than sparks, ready to ignite conversation and discovery. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to continue the journey with the next video you see on the screen. You are the universe, we are the universe, and now, you are part of us, part of this new community of special beings.